Here's the number one way to grow your business with AI video. In today's session, we have Roy Kirchner. And so what's so special about Roy is that he's not just an entrepreneur. He's a remarkable guest. And he's a visionary leader who embodies the spirit of resilience and innovation. And from dominating the sales world to revolutionizing the 3D printing industry, Roy's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance and the courage to be different. Now, the first question I have for you is, what's the secret to your success? And how did you become successful in the field of AI video? Welcome to Awakened Titans podcast with Lily Patrascu. Mind-blowing conversations with influential business titans sharing how you can manifest abundance, love, joy, success through quantum awakening, quantum manifestation, quantum healing, quantum miracles, exponential business growth, and innovative products and services.
Yeah, so I mean, going back is I guess you would say I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner, and around mid last year, we had a guest speaker come in that was an expert in artificial intelligence, AI, and he spoke to us about the technology and what it's going to do to the future, what it's going to do to businesses, what it's going to do in the world. And one of the things that at the end of his speech, I asked him, he goes, does anybody have any questions? And I asked him, I said, well, yes, I own a business and I'm a business owner. And I'm in a particular industry, which was 3D printing, additive manufacturing. And I said, what do I need to do to prepare for this next generation of artificial intelligence? Do I need to spend hours and hours a day learning, understanding? Do I need to hire somebody within my company to understand how it's going to affect my business, how it's going to affect my industry? And the beautiful thing is he gave me some real unbelievably pointers is you don't need to become a subject matter expert in AI, but you definitely need to lift up your head and pay attention to the technology, because the way that he explained AI to me is it's like a new species, right? So you have dogs, you have cats. Think of this as a brand new species to the world. And you need to understand what it's going to do and adapt to this new type of species, right? So one of the things that I asked him is, how do I understand how it's going to affect my business, my industry? And he gave me some pointers. The first thing he gave me was a newsletter that's sent out daily, right? And it's called The Neuron. So I started getting this newsletter called The Neuron every single day and paying attention to artificial intelligence and AI in the world. And another one is a website called producthunt.com. And it just tells you all the new businesses that are getting into AI, or all the new businesses that are opening that are part of artificial intelligence. So one of the things that I started studying, I'm kind of crazy. I'm the guy that gets up at 4:30 in the morning, and I do want to understand a certain technology. So I really wanted to understand artificial intelligence in a way of how can I use the technology of tomorrow today to grow my business, right? And one of the biggest ways of growing business, right, that we know in this world is your network, right? How many people you know. The more people you know, the more people you network with, the more people you can associate with grows your network, grows your net worth, right? So it's interesting. I developed, and I'm going to start out by saying I developed this strategy. I went to hear a guy speak, right? And he was from Forbes magazine. And he was speaking on a Friday night here in Tampa Bay. And he started his speech out by saying, I wouldn't be where I'm at today without Ron. And Ron was sitting in the front row, right? And he said he wouldn't be as successful as he was today without Ron. And Ron was probably a mentor of his. So he finishes speaking, and this is a Friday night. finishes speaking. And the first thing that I look at as a entrepreneur always wanting to learn more is I want to beeline it to Ron, right? I want to get to know Ron. And how do I get Ron to notice me? The first thing I did is I went to Ron. I said, Ron, my name's Roy Kirchner. And I exchanged business cards with him, right? But I just exchanged business cards. I asked him, can I take you to breakfast or lunch? And then all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch more people around him. So there's a lot of times people go out and they do networking. You go to an event, you exchange business cards, but really, how do you master connecting with somebody? And this is something that I developed. So Ron, after I met him and exchanged business cards, I'm at the event. I left the event and I went outside the event, right? I just went outside. And the first thing I did is I popped up my cell phone and I said, Ron, I just met you at this speaking engagement. I'm standing outside. I've got your business card in my hand. And I just want to let you know, I definitely want to connect with you. I want to go to breakfast or lunch. And I'm just letting you know, I'm going to hit you land, sea, and air. I'm going to email you. I'm going to call you. I'm going to text you every single day. Because if that guy on stage is where he's at today because of you, I got to connect with you. Then I created that video. Once I created the video, I uploaded into a software that I had actually built that allowed me to email and text it to him right then and there. So I haven't even left the event. I emailed and I had texted him this exact video. With AI and tracking, I can see that the text went through to his phone. And when he clicks on it, I can see if he watches the video. And I can see how long he watches it for. I can look at everything. Well, let me put it to you this way. The next morning at 8:30 in the morning, this is a Saturday morning, he calls me up and he's like, first, Roy, I've never gotten a text video like this. Second, I'm blown away. Let's set up a time next week to go to breakfast or lunch. So it was being different, right? It was setting myself apart from anybody else, because most people will connect with somebody, right, with a business card at an event, and then they'll maybe email them 3 days later, or they'll send them something on social media. Me, I use the power of video, right, to connect with this person one-on-one, right? So, so I started testing this, right? And you think about it, and I'm going to give you an example, 100% example. Let's say you're an air conditioning company and your air conditioning broke. You're going to call up the air conditioning company to come out and look at your air conditioning. Let's say they come out to your house and they tell you what you kind of already know. Your air conditioning's on the fritz. You need a new one, right? So they're going to, at that point in time, they're going to say, I'm going to review your air conditioning. I'm going to put together a quote and I'll email it over to you within 24 to 48 hours. Would you say that's correct? Like, that's typically like an air conditioning company. They would email you a quote within 24 to 48 hours to have a brand new air conditioning. So if you had somebody come in that said that you needed a new air conditioning, right, and you literally know it's a lot of money, you're probably going to call two other people to give you a quote. So let's say the first one is John, right? That came out, John's Heating and Air. The second one is Chad's Heating and Air. He comes out, he examines your air conditioning, and he says, again, I'll get you a quote. Now, the third one is Roy's Heating and Air. I would come in, I would do the exact same thing, but I would literally go, after I met with you, I would go out and in the driveway, I would make you a video saying, this is Roy's Heating and Air. Thank you, Jessica, for allowing me to come into your home today. We're family owned and operated. We've been in business all this time, and I'm making you a video, right? And I would text and email, use the software, text and email that video to you while I'm in your driveway, right? And then I would drive away, but I'm separating myself from the two other people, right? Now, a study has been shown a study has been shown that the first company will send you a PDF quote of like for a new air conditioning, like in 24 to 48 hours. Your brain, when you receive a PDF quote, when you receive it, it retains, like you retain that quote 5% in your brain. And most of the time you open that email either early morning or late at night, right? So if you receive two quotes, let's say for $16,000 for a brand new air conditioning, the first one is from John, the second one's from Chad. Now me, the third quote, I'm not going to send you a PDF quote. I am actually going to create a video quote. So when I was at your house, I took pictures and video of the air conditioning, and I'm going to walk you through the quote. That's the same $16,000, but I'm going to email you a video quote on top of already sending you a video that when I sent you the video, you could have forwarded it to your husband, which I can see through the software, and I can see how long he watched it for. But I'm going to send you a video quote. When I send you a video quote of itemized explaining all of it, 95% of your brain retains that. So from 5% to 95%. So if you're looking to get something and you get two PDF quotes for 16,000 and one for literally another 16,000, but walking you through it and explaining you why to do it for me, it's that connection, right? It's that using AI and video to connect with someone. So that's some of the things that we're developing and using in beta, and we're separating that air conditioning company from all the other air conditioning companies in their market, and we're dominating. We're getting literally every single quote that they're doing because they're using video and separating themselves and explaining why they're different. We're getting the results of them closing every single deal, and they're being able to 10x their business.
Thank you. What's the software called, and is it accessible to everyone?
No, it's literally software that I've built. And what we do is we work with companies. I understand the company inside and out, and we embed it through the CEO of the company, the owner or the CEO of the company. We're embedding it into their company so that everybody learns that this is not just software, right? They're not just using it. It's becoming something that they're constantly using. It's part of their day-to-day operations. So that's really how we're doing it, is I'm teaching them and I'm understanding their market area. I'm understanding their competitors, and we're rolling it out so that everybody is accountable within the organization or the company. All the employees are using it the correct way and connecting it so that we're utilizing it to stand out and be different.
Thank you. So you don't use PDFs as well that kind of summarize what's included in the proposal?
Nope. We take that PDF and put it next to us on screen, and we walk the customer through it. So we're detailing, because as well as I do, is you receive something like a PDF quote, you always have questions about it, right? It doesn't give you enough information. But when you're actually taking it and turning it into a video, you're explaining line by line everything that the customer's getting, and it's separating you from all of your competitors.
Thank you. So how quickly are they able to kind of do this video? Is it like instantaneously? And then I presume that the PDF, how do they create this PDF? Is it like a templated thing? That
it's their PDF. It would just be like them taking their original PDF, and instead of sending that, they literally make a video with them in the PDF, right? I mean, we could do it different ways, but them just walking it through and sending a video quote instead of a PDF quote to the customer or the client.
The only thing I'm thinking is, for example, let's say if I'm a company that provides kind of custom quotes, then I would first need to create a PDF to kind of customize the quote for the new client that I have, potential new client.
That's correct.
And then I would also have to do the video. So versus the other people that would just send the PDF, I would do two things. I would do the PDF itself, customize it, and alongside it, I would do the video that includes the PDF and kind of explains every single item in it. So the work would be slightly more. So
the work would be slightly more, but you would never send the PDF. You would only send the video because it's 100% trackable. So when you send that video, you're seeing how many times they watch it, if they forward it to other people in the organization, how many times they watch it. You're gauging the interest by tracking that video. You're able to see everything that happens to that video. So if I send it to you and you send it to 10 people, I can see that you sent it to 10 people. I can see if they watched it, how long they watched it for. It's allowing you to gauge how interested they truly are in what you're sending them. So you never want to just send that PDF because you can't track a PDF, but you can 100% track this video. So you want to, in the video is going to detail so much more, and it's also going to show you when they open it, right? If they open it, because when you send somebody an email, doesn't mean they open it then. Most of the time, the research is showing that they're actually opening and watching this video either early morning or late at night. They're not opening it when you send it to them. So they're making a decision to do business with you based upon more information than a simple PDF quote, right? That doesn't give them details. So you're able to completely build value in who you are, what your business does. You're able to separate yourself from all the other people they may get just a regular PDF quote from. So, but you would never send that. And I would recommend taking the PDF quote that you're building, right, individually for them and creating more of a PowerPoint that you're actually engaging with them in the video. So it's just because you don't want a standard. I wouldn't want to put a PDF quote next to me. I'd want to put something that they're able to visualize everything that they're getting, because you're building value in that video proposal way more than a standard PDF quote.
Thank you. But typically, when you send a proposal, you would have to send the terms and conditions as well, right? So how would you include that in the video?
The terms and conditions, again, could be clickable at the end of the video, where they could have the terms and conditions, like if it was a legal binding contract. You could definitely do that.
Okay. So how can entrepreneurs access this software that you have?
They can set up a free consultation with me to understand more about and learn more about the technology and how it can separate them from all of their competitors in any industry out there.
Thank you. So how did you come up with this idea?
Same thing. Like I said, I literally, there's another part of this that goes into it. So there's, we just passed some holidays, right? So Thanksgiving, or, we're headed towards Christmas, different things. There's something that everybody does, right? And this is part of the software. There's something that everybody does on Thanksgiving or Christmas. They pick up their phone and they text people, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, right? That's something that they do. So with this software now, I could actually take your phone, the people that you want to send, let's say, a text message to, instead of sending them a text message, we could take their first name, their phone number that we're going to text. We could create a video saying Happy Thanksgiving, and the AI will change at the beginning of the video to be 100% custom to that person we're sending it to. So it could say, Hey, Jessica, this is Roy, Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, John, this is Roy, Happy Thanksgiving. So the AI software will allow us also to create a video where the beginning of it can be changed to customize 100% to the person. So same thing. This is not just a video, right? When you're doing an air conditioning and then you're giving them a video proposal, it's afterwards we can create videos for that customer saying, hey, we put in your air conditioning, please think of Roy's Heating and Air anytime somebody's there. If you have a sister, aunt, uncle, brother, cousin, and we could send custom videos to your entire database. So that's another part of this.
Okay. Are you saying that this software can actually automatically customize and you can say add the names of the new potential referrals into the video so you don't have to do the same video 100 times.
That is 100% what I'm saying. You can create a video and change the beginning of the video to customize it to each individual person. So if you are wanting to make a video to send out, let's say on a holiday to somebody, you can make one video and the AI will allow it to customize to 100 or 1,000 people that you want it to send to. So this is part of the AI and video strategy on top of what we just talked about of individualizing yourself. You know, it works for anybody. Like the other day, I'm here at my business and a banker came in, right? And he wants me to change banks and go with him. Well, imagine if he left here, he went out to his car and he created a video. Roy, thank you for allowing me to come in. You know, I want you to bank with us. And I send it to you. It's, again, nobody's doing that. Nobody's sending video to somebody, thanking them and creating that rapport. They're watching videos like TikToks and Instagram. We know how much people are watching videos, but I'm talking about sending videos to build rapport with people and connect with them on a different level.
Wow. Tell us about how are you currently leveraging this tool for yourself in order to connect with new clients?
Well, it's not. I'm building it to consult with companies, but I've already tested it because anytime I go to a networking event and I get people's business cards, again, the second thing I do is I leave, I go out to my car and I create videos for them and I send it to them and they're blown away. And they're like, wow, you're really different, Roy. And I'm like, yeah, because it's all about being different. It's about separating yourself and making yourself completely different than anybody else. Success is being different. Entrepreneurs are different. Business owners are different. You know, we're the one percenters. You know, so if you own a business and you're successful in running a business and you become an entrepreneur, that's what it's all about. So it's really, you know, being different is what it's all about. You know, so it's utilizing this technology to be different and separate yourself from everybody else that just wants to, you know, hit a barcode and get somebody's contact information. Mine is truly creating a rapport with somebody because I know I'm from the car business. I started selling cars when I was 18. And let me put it to you this way. If I would have known this at 18, every single person I would have sold a car to, let's say if I really kept connected with them, then I have a Rolodex from when I was 18 years old, right? And anytime I need something, if I needed a pull, I had sold a guy a car that was a pull, but I stayed in contact with him every single month or every single year. Like you're building a relationship, and relationships are what matters. Relationships with people, the more people that you can have a relationship with, the more successful you'll be.
Wow, that's fascinating. So, is anyone else aside from you currently using this technology, or are you still kind of developing it and about to launch it to new clients?
Launching it in 2025, but I have betas. I have companies that I have betaing it and again, proving the model out right now. So I do have some companies that are utilizing that we've embedded into their companies. I do have some business development representatives that are just doing it themselves to connect better with clients to get more clients. So
wow, it's really fascinating. So tell us more about anything else that I may have missed in terms of asking you about this tool.
Yeah, I would just say, you know, it's separating yourself using AI and video, full tracking capability, customization of videos to start with people, but then videos where you can make a video just like we talked about that can go out to the masses and you're only making one video, which is amazing, right? So you don't have to separate, like if I had 100 people and I want to customize a video to each person, I'm not making 100 different videos. I mean, that's great, right? That cuts down on the time and that's using technology to get ahead. So it's really those things. So I mean, it's you can follow me on social media. They can contact me for a free consultation. But it's really looking at their business, looking at their marketplace, looking at what they do, how they do it, and then embedding this into their business to grow their business tremendously. And by the time I'm done talking to somebody and them understanding it inside and out, everybody wants it.
I like actually the option of actually being able to see that people have watched the video, because I think a lot of times maybe you send a PDF or you send a video, which is actually less likely that you will send a video, but let's say you're most likely going to send a PDF of something. And like you said, a lot of people send the PDF or a proposal of some sort, and then the proposal kind of, you don't know what happened to it, whether it was watched, whether, anyone looked at it, whether there was any, result with it. And a lot of times I would say the proposals tend to be binned, ignored, and you have no idea whether there was real interest in it or whether there was at a particular moment in the PDF or in the video that you may have sent, whether there was a drop-off rate. And if there was a drop-off rate, what was the reason for it? So I like the fact that you're able to kind of track, right? How long has the video been watched for, so that
how many times they watch it. And what we found, right, what you find in this is the actual person that you're sending the proposal to, they're actually not the decision maker. It may be an entire group of people that make the decision. And when you send a video, you're giving them so much more information. You're hitting the nail right on the head.
Yeah, I love it. It's a very interesting concept. And tell us more about your journey as an entrepreneur. What do you feel is the key that kind of enabled you to come up with this particular idea? And why did you think it was important to come up with this idea?
I don't think it was important. I think I just stumbled upon it because I'm a guy that is, I'm a true entrepreneur. I mean, I graduated high school with a fourth grade reading level. I couldn't read or write. I never went to college. I found mentors along the way that took me aside and said, Roy, you're not dumb. You just learn in a different way. And I really found at a young age mentors that took me aside and allowed me to see what my true potential was. And I started selling cars. I was really good at selling cars and connecting with people. And I went from the car business to owning a marketing and advertising agency to getting into 3D printing, additive manufacturing. And in 2021, I grew my 3D printing business to the sixth fastest growing company in Tampa Bay, Florida. So, I mean, literally in 2021, out of every company in Tampa Bay, Florida, which is thousands of companies, I was number 6. And I stayed on the Fast 50 in 2022. So people growing a business, let me just put it to you this way, that we had an extraordinary growth rate. So I started, before I grew, I was in a 1,900 square foot facility, 4 employees, 7 to 10 calls a day. The country shut down with COVID for us, and I went to 200 to 300 calls a day every day. I went from 4 employees to 38 employees. I went from 1,900 square feet to occupying 65,000 square feet in less than 90 days. So I grew that quickly. And growing that quickly, nobody can sustain that growth because it's literally, you can't create policies, procedures, manuals. So it's a lot of understanding and growing pains to get to the next level. And it's really entrepreneurship and resilience and fighting is there. You have to. So it's really those types of things. So I've experienced growth. I've experienced everything from losses to gains. Being a true entrepreneur, you got to know if you lose it all tomorrow, you can get it all back. That's a true entrepreneur.
Thank you. Tell us more about why video marketing and not PDF marketing, not like just sending it as a normal PDF.
It's that human to human connection. It's that looking, it's people, video is the most powerful thing that we see. The number one thing people do now is go to Google or YouTube and put in what they need to know about. I mean, could you imagine if that was when I was younger? It didn't exist, right? But nowadays, I mean, no matter what it is, my mother that's older, right? If she needs to know how to do something, I used to have to go over there. Now I can just say, Mom, don't forget, just go onto YouTube and type it in, and there's going to be a video there that's going to show you. I mean, it saves time and money, and now people consume media. Nobody wants to read anything, right? They all watch TikTok, Instagram Reels, and our attention span is so limited, right? We know even with TikTok, you have to engage with somebody so fast, but things can go viral. But it's really that connection with somebody. If you are a business owner and you have a business and you're trying to get a customer, the most important thing is them knowing what your business stands for and who you are. It's integrity, it's moral values, it's honor, respect, it's wanting to do business the right way. And that's who we want to use this type of technology to get to the next level, because it's about saying what you do and do what you say, right? It's taking care of the customer before, during, and after the sale. And if you use video and they can look and see what your business represents and that you are truly who you are, it's going to 10x your business. It's gonna take your business to the next level, because it's all about using video to, like you said, take care of the customer before, during, and after the sale. And if you take care of a customer, right, the most valuable thing in the entire world is a referral. So the most valuable thing is, if I do business with somebody, it's them getting their sister, their aunt, their uncle, their brother, their cousin, their friend to do business with me. So if I take care of somebody and I'm in the air conditioning business or I'm in the pool business, and somebody says, hey man, I'm looking for a pool guy, they're going to say, hey, that's the company. Like, that guy took care of me and he's going to take care of you. The referral business will never, ever be that's the number one thing that you want is a good referral, right? And using this type of technology and strategy to grow is there.
Thank you. What are the types of things that entrepreneurs should say in the video that they are going to be sending to their potential clients?
Well, that's what it is. That's what we're doing. So what I'm doing is I'm going into a business that I'm working with, and I'm doing what is called a CNA, a customer needs analysis. I'm working with the owner, the management team, to look at their marketplace, to look at their competitors, to see who they are, to see why they're different than all of them, and make sure that when we create this video, it has those things in it, right? It says, these are the 5 reasons to do business with me that's different than all the other competitors out there, right? It may be I'm family owned and operated. Maybe we do money back guarantee. Maybe we do listen, if you're not happy, whatever, we give you 100% refund. It's creating that script that's going to go along with that video of why to do business with we and what our business stands for and why. So that's the most important thing, is not only being authentic in the video, but it's building up and looking at your competitors, right? And seeing what makes you different and why to do business with you, and making sure that's in that video every single time when you're sending it. Because it's not about reading off like a quote, right? It's about separating yourself from your competitor when you're reading off that quote. It's about telling them why to do business with me. Like, we're gonna make sure that we install it in this amount of time. We're gonna make sure that we, have a warranty with it. We're gonna make sure that we have 100% correct customer service, and you can call us anytime. We're gonna create the things that separate us from our competitor. And then we're going to use this video to make sure it embeds with that customer and makes them feel so much different than the average person that goes out there and just says, okay, I'll send you a quote. Or, oh, thanks for allowing me to come in your home. Oh, I'll send you a quote. And that means nothing to the customer. They want to know that you're different. They want to know that you're who you are, right? So, I mean, that's the big thing.
Thank you. What's a good call to action to say at the end of the video to make this video marketing method effective?
I would just say, like, listen, the biggest thing is we say what we're going to do, and we do what we say. We literally stand behind everything that we do, and you can trust within us. So I mean, I think that's the number one thing, because most people don't do that. Most of them don't. Like, I still need stuff done to my house, and it comes down to, like, I'm scared to hire a contractor because I don't know if he's really going to do it or not. Right? Is he going to do a great job? Is he going to stand behind his work? Is he, licensed and bonded? Like, all these things go through somebody's head, right? So again, you can build that into the video and make them know. You can show them work that you've done, right? You could say, like, here's some video testimonials. You could put that in the video. You could say, here's some video testimonials of previous people that we've done work with, and get previous customers to actually give you video, like, tell them how great you are. So I mean, it's those things, So I mean, I think it's not one thing here, right? It's building it all. So I can't give you that one thing. It's if you're a business that wants to grow and you want to do business the right way, this is 100% for you.
Thank you. What's a good structure for entrepreneurs to use for this video marketing method?
What do you mean?
I mean, like a format in terms of, okay, first, say hello to the customer. Second, tell them, these are the top 5 things that you should hire me for, and this is the proof for it. What kind of format should they be using and structure of their video?
I don't know if it's necessarily, I think everyone's different, right? So, I mean, if I met you, I engaged with you, like, if I met you out, it's me remembering the conversation that I had, or I wrote down notes, like you saying, hey, I've got a daughter that's, her interest is ballet. And then in that video, when I walk out and I create that video for you, I'm going to say, hey, it's great meeting you. I know you're so excited. Tomorrow, your daughter's going to be in this thing. Again, it's the connection with people. So every single one is truly different. It's that true connection with people, right? Everybody wants to be heard, right? Everybody wants to make sure that when you're actually talking to them, it makes that difference, right? Would you agree? I mean, would you 100% agree? Like, you don't want something fake. You want, like, if you're talking to somebody and you're getting to know them, the next time you see them, if you've talked to them about a vacation that you went on, it would be great for them to say, hey, I remember you, and I remember you talking to me about you went to Georgia and you saw, like, all these lights and da-da-da-da-da. They know that you really listened to them, right? Right? So, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think there's one format, and I'm just being honest with you.
Thank you. I find that, for example, when I used to do property management and I was like renting the properties to clients, what I found was that so much good rapport and great energy gets created when you're there with the customer. And I find that most of the time people would just buy anything I sold because it's the energy, it's the enthusiasm, it's the genuine.
You got it.
But what I found was that if I was to like leave the conversation, then there's some enthusiasm that kind of drops out, So I wonder, like, how do you sustain that kind of enthusiasm and warmth after the, let's say, I mean, of course, usually I would always close the deal there and then, collect the money and, do the contract and everything. So the whole thing was like sealed. And then I would continue to support them afterwards in their decision, and also being supportive and kind and fixing any issues that came from them renting a property from me. So I kind of helped them in that decision and helped them in that in realizing that it was a great decision to get something from me. But I wonder, how do you deal with when you're dealing with a really high quote where the person needs to check with, like you said, with multiple members of the company? That's when it becomes very tricky.
That's when it becomes amazing, because they're sending that video that has all that information, and it's actually making the decision a lot easier, because you're giving them so much more information and you're able to see that they actually saw that. So, in one of the things that you just said, and I'm just, I want to point this out, as you said, you closed the deal, but I can tell you in my lifetime, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And a lot of people, I'm just telling you, wouldn't be out where they're at today if they didn't understand the follow-up game. Follow-up game is everything. Like, 100%, most sales do not close right then and there. Most of them is the consistent follow-up, right? I would not be where I'm at today without follow-up. The more consistent follow-up you have, the more rapport you're building through that follow-up, the more sales you get. So most businesses are follow-up. It is really that most people are not making the decision right then and there. And I understand in the business that you are in there, but I can tell you in most businesses, they're not, especially a high ticket sale, something that's expensive, people aren't reacting and making that right there. So using video and using consistent follow-up but being follow-up differently, like you're not connecting, you're not bonding with somebody through a text message, you're not bonding with somebody through an email. You are bonding with somebody by creating a video for them. That's the beautiful thing.
Thank you. So how do you maintain that kind of like warmth aside from like actually doing the video? I mean, like, how do you keep them on this high after the actual interaction in person has happened? Because, for example, let's say I had a 1 hour conversation where I showed you property or I showed you whatever it was that I had to offer. And we had, let's say, great connection and, great charisma on both sides. And you were like, oh my God, I want to buy from Lily. She's amazing. And she's going to support me. And it's like, you're totally sold on this idea, right? But then you talk to your wife, and your wife, of course, hasn't had the opportunity to meet me. And let's say I send you a 2-minute or 5-minute video, and so much less enthusiasm and energy and so on is in that conversation. So I wonder what kind of elements need to be there in order to kind of still manage to uplift, motivate the person watching the video, aside from,
you just said it. If you figure out that the wife is part of the decision, you create that video saying, hey, it may be your wife needs to meet me, and I'm letting you know in this video, let's connect, let's get your wife involved. So it's really, again, it's digging down when you're talking to somebody and getting, the more information that you get from somebody, always the easier it is to sell. So you just said it. If it's the wife, I'm putting in that video, hey, I just want to let you know, I know we had a great connection, I know you liked what I'm showing you, but I know there may be another decision maker. If there is another decision maker, I would love to meet them. If it's your wife, I would love to meet her. Take this video, show it to her, but let's schedule a time to meet. Bam. You see what I mean? So it's those types of things. It's all about the process, right? It's all about gathering information. The most successful salespeople in the entire world is, you're not selling anything. Being salesy is not it. It's building rapport, and it's gathering information so that you understand how to meet and exceed the customer or client's expectations. And it's all about gathering that information.
Thank you. What about in cases where the wife is going to be involved in the transaction, and you don't want to come across as a threat, especially if you're a very attractive lady? How would you kind of transmit that in a video in a way that you make yourself a non-threat for the wife? In terms of there being like a really big transaction, and you don't want to look like you are a threat for the wife in terms of the husband doing a large transaction with you.
Maybe make yourself, and I'm just being honest, make yourself a little bit less attractive. Maybe don't wear as much makeup, or don't wear any makeup. Maybe put your hair up so you don't look like a threat. Maybe you look like, like an old lady. What you wear, how you present yourself. I mean, it's adapting, being a chameleon to what you're looking to try to do. If I know I have a wife, I'm happily married, but my wife can look attractive, or she can look definitely not as attractive if she really wants to. If she wants to not look that way, she can absolutely dress down. And maybe maybe it's just coming across sincere, but don't come across as attractive. Maybe it's really lowering your tonality of how you speak, right? And maybe literally coming across non-threatening.
That is so interesting. Thank you so much. That was a fascinating interview. Please tell us where entrepreneurs can find you and more information about this AI video marketing tool.
Absolutely. It's on my website, roykirchner.com. ROYKIRCHNER.com.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential business titans, providing you with the insights to awaken to your full potential so you can get paid to be yourself, find true happiness,